Excellency Governors, without casting any doubt, this idea has not come at the right time. This should have happened a long time ago. But God's time is the best timing. This should have happened yesterday. I am delighted to see for the first time, I am a second-term governor, 3 governors meeting to discuss development and not politics. Because politics come after development. I am not denying the first time we have met Governor Meru, Governor Embu, and Governor Tharaka-Nithi, but we discussed politics. We came together to sell BBI, which was politics. We came together to sell a party, which was politics. Please, let's put our heads together that we have come together this time to discuss development. It is a generational change that is coming up with the new ideas, and let this day be a blessing and the future of the 3 counties of Mount Kenya East. We have been brought together by a common problem, which we have to provide a common solution, because together we are more stronger than when we are individuals. And the common problem, as all of you know, before I invite my colleague governors to give their input, is on something that all human beings produce, which is referred to as waste. That whatever you don't need in your activities is supposed to be disposed of. And a human being is a very busy person. They'll have papers they'll use. When they're using them, they're useful. After they use them, they become waste. We'll have sources of food that we are utilizing. Once we are through with them, they become waste. However, they become waste because we term them as waste. It is not the reality. The reality is that what is one animal's waste or a living thing's waste could be useful to another thing. I stand here as a scientist to confess that I know that the very valuable resource for human life and all animals is oxygen. But apparently oxygen is a waste to plants sometimes. Is that true or not? Yes, they produce oxygen as waste, but that is what is useful to human beings, that is, and to animals. That is what they utilize in their daily life because they need it to power the energy or produce the energy they need to run the human body. I will also be right to say that when human beings and animals power their activities, they produce carbon dioxide, which in return is a waste to them, but it is a commodity to plants, which is used in producing the food in photosynthesis. So whatever is one is a waste to one animal or one plant or one entity is also useful as a commodity by the other one. And it's the same concept we have decided as governors with our teams in the 3 counties of Meru, Embu, and Tharaka-Nithi to meet and decide how we can turn a problem into a solution. The 3 counties of Meru, Embu, and Tharaka-Nithi produces an average of 1,350 tons a day of waste. 57% of that is organic waste. Organic means it can be utilized again to be useful to our plants. I'll also be right to say that the 3 counties of Meru, Embu, and Tharaka-Nithi, which are brothers and sisters, are agricultural counties. 80% of our activities is agriculture. 90% of our population involve themselves in agricultural activities as the mainstay. That is what produces or drives our economy. We import very many tons of fertilizer. We are saying at MET, if we are producing 57% organic as waste, then we already have a solution to what we normally import from outside, that is organic fertilizer for our plants. One of the solutions we're looking at is turning in our waste into what is useful for our agriculture activity, which I believe with the effort that we have, with the synergy we put together, we shall produce useful products from what we refer to as our waste. It's therefore not a bad thing to have waste. It is only a problem when you turn it into waste. It's already been said that all that cannot happen if we don't have activities that drive it. Those activities that drive it will be creating jobs for people, and creating jobs in Kenya today is the greatest thing any government can do, because we have a serious problem of unemployment. It does not have to be a white-collar job. It can only be a job, irrespective of whether you put on a tie or not, if it puts bread on the table. And we believe that value chain we are about to create, right from the collection to logistics to conversion into useful products, all that value chain has exchange for money or funds, and that is what brings jobs or creation of jobs. Because where bread is put on the table by generating an extra coin, that then becomes a job. And therefore I'm very excited. Allow me to thank, as I finish, my colleague governors and their teams. First and foremost, it is very hard to bring 3 governors together, leave alone 2. We are busy people, and we are made busy by different activities. Sometimes it is politics because of heat. Sometimes it's demand for our people. Sometimes it's our participation in national government, in both political and economic. Like I've just said, our Governor of MoU is the chair of the ruling party. You can imagine how many meetings she has in a week, trying to put a country together, which is very political. And yet we found time to be able to sit together, because we are not coming here as the first day. We have just come and signed. Do you think we can just come here and sign something we don't? It means we have been working on it for the last so many days. So we are signing something we've been meeting over with our teams, so that we can be able to put our Mount Kenya East into the global map as a region that found a solution in what people refer to, or most communities refer to, as a problem, which is waste, both solid and liquid or gaseous form. And therefore, I cannot take it for granted, Your Excellency Governor, that you found time and even the energy to be able to put your teams together to do that. The last one that is not with us, and it has already started, is having ownership of this whole process. The greatest idea begins with 1 or 2 people and is spread to the rest of the community. The 3 of us have come together with our teams. It is now to be owned by the community, and the community number 1 that has to own that are the people who represent our communities in our government, and that is the legislative arm of government, which is the county assemblies. And therefore we will be taking this idea to the county assemblies, so that we can have a joint legislative agenda that can bring ownership to this project, because we represent the people. We cannot impose an idea on our people. They have to own it. We cannot think on their behalf. We can only be their servants to report to them this can be a solution, but they have to own it and give us support to run it to their benefits. That is what we believe, the 3 of us, that the legislative arm of government is going to bring a solution to the problem. I have no doubt the 3 county assemblies of Meru, Embu, and Tharaka Nithi are pro-government, they are pro-development, and they are pro-people. And we don't expect to meet any very hard stance of resistance from these assemblies if we do explain to them where we're coming from and where we over 3 counties. Look back at this day and remember it as a moment when Mount Kenya East, in one voice, took a bold, unified step towards sustainable, healthy, and prosperous future pledging to conserve our environment through our actions rather than empty talks. Because in this world, as one Native American proverb said, we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We bought it from our children. Because what we are doing today is not going to help the past, but the future. And as Met, that is what we are dedicated to. Long live Met, long live Tharaka Nithi County, long live Meru County, long live Embu County, as we come together to create a solution to the problem. With those very few remarks, and you notice I have not discussed any politics. Not that we are not political. We are serious political animals, if you see us here. You don't need to be told, you just know. Chair of the ruling party is here. It means the UDA is here. Alright? Governor Mutuma comes from a seriously charged political county with 9 constituencies and very many vigors of politics. And he stands out. I don't need to remind you that Tharaka Nithi makes president. Even as you honor Honorable His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga, we all have an effect on what normally happens in national politics. I said we did not rob him of the seat. It's just a perceived notion. And we are happy that we are able to work with the Honorable Raila Odinga very well after the elections, because what matters is not the single day of elections. It is the 5 years of service delivery to the people after that. We honor him. So with those few remarks, there will be time for politics and we'll do them.